So welcome back to TrailTrialerMTB, and in today's video we go through my 2003 Mazda MX5. So I've had this car now for 2 months as of filming this video. It is now April 2025. This thing was an absolute rust bucket when I got it. There was rust all over the arches, all over the sills and everywhere. But for years now I have wanted an MX5. I always wanted a red one, but there wasn't any in my price range when I went to get it. So I ended up getting a silver one. This is the Nevada edition. So there was only so many made in the UK, and it originally had a blue roof and blue interior trim and everything like that. But I have since changed it because I have spent the past 2 months restoring this car and doing loads of work on it. So you join me here in Yorkshire. I'm on the side of a road. There may be some cars that are driving past, like this one that is now about to come past. But overall, this car is an absolutely gorgeous car, and yeah, it drives so fun. I absolutely love driving this thing. Like, I obviously have my other car, my Mercedes, but it's not quite as fun as this. So as you can see, I have my personalised number plate on it, A25NCN, so that stands for Appleby. The year I got the car, 2025, and NCN, Noah Christopher Nile, which is my middle names, much like my Mercedes has N19NCN. And yeah, this car is tiny. When it's parked next to my Mercedes, you can see just how tiny it is. But yeah, since I've got it, it's had a new soft top roof, it has had a respray in some areas, it has had loads of work done to get rid of the rust, it's had new sill rails, and then on the back we also have a new number plate. So we have a shortened plate just because I think it looks better on the car. And yeah, overall I really love driving this thing, especially now the summer's coming and the weather's getting nice and I can go outside and drive this thing and have fun. It's just such an incredible car to drive. When I drove up here to Yorkshire, because obviously I live down in Norwich, when I drove up here it was really, really fun to drive. And you know, going through all these back roads, it's absolutely crazy. But yeah, so I think it is nearly time to go for a drive in it and get out in it. I'm going to put the roof down. Now we've got a new roof which works. And yeah, let's go for a drive. So the roof is really easy to put down. So you have 2 latches inside and it literally just pops back and goes down. The old roof didn't really work properly because the window had kind of come out. So I ended up having to get a new roof for it. So you literally come in and you pop down the 2 latches. And then if you get back out of the car, fold it back just like this and then help guide it down. He says. Let's try doing that. He says. This is really typical. So let me do it from inside the car because it's a lot easier to do from inside. Like that. So that's the way to do it. And then I normally just pop these latches back just to make sure they don't stick up when you're driving. So there we go. Now you can see the car in all its glory with the roof down, seats exposed. It has a new interior because I put new heated seats in it. The heated seats don't work yet because I haven't connected any of the connectors up, but I've redone the door card, I've redone the center console and everything else. And yeah, I think overall it is time to go for a drive in this thing. So I have trapped my seatbelt behind the thing. Pop my microphone on here so we don't get up. And then yeah, start it up. So this car starts up really smoothly. So being 22 years old, it is not bad at all. And yeah, this thing drives so incredibly smoothly. Like, I turned the heaters off now, I've got the windows open. Not the windows, sorry, the roof down. But this car is absolutely phenomenal. I might as well put my sunglasses on because it is quite sunny today. But yeah, the joy driving this thing brings me is actually crazy. Like, it is such a fun car. I literally cannot get over it. I know I keep emphasizing it, but I've literally wanted one for so long. And to finally drive one and just have that pleasure of getting to experience a relatively low power but high fun car is just something that I think everybody should get to experience at least once in their lifetime. because you really can't describe it until you've driven it. It's such a weird thing to describe. But so obviously the Mazda MX-5 is notorious for being a roadster. It is rear wheel drive, which makes it really, really fun and really responsive when you're driving it. It has 146 brake horsepower. Bearing in mind this car is now 22 years old, sorry. It might well have lost some of that horsepower, but it still goes just as well, it still drives just as fun, and it's just incredible, especially when the weather's like today and you can have the roof down. Having curly hair is an absolute nightmare because the wind blows it everywhere, so by the time that you come back, your hair's gone everywhere. So like when I drive this car to work, I have to be careful, because if I do my hair for work, by the time I get to work, you know, my hair's it's gone everywhere. But you can also hear it. This car has no extras on it other than everything being stock. Literally everything on it is stock, the engine, the exhaust, the downpipe, the intake, and it still sounds good. And you know, it doesn't sound like a really throaty, sporty car, but it sounds good enough. And for me, that is all that matters, because like my Mercedes, it's a diesel. It sounds a bit boring, a bit dull, but this thing is just completely different, and I absolutely love it. So, well, yeah, as I said, when I got the car, I got it for a project because I was wanting a project, because I was quite bored, so I was like, oh, I need something to do, I need a project. So I picked this up to have a project, and it has been so fun. I've spent so many of my days out there restoring this thing, doing it up, ready to drive it for the summer. Doesn't quite sound like that, but quite good enough. So yeah, as I've said, I'm currently driving around Yorkshire, so I'm in the East Riding of Yorkshire, around the Beverley region. The hills and the scenery here is absolutely gorgeous. We're now going down past a lovely vineyard. So I originally got this car with the intention of doing it up to take it to the south of France in the summer, but we've since changed our plans. We're going somewhere else on holiday now, so we're going to do a little road trip around the UK in this car instead. But yeah, oh, you can see the smile it puts on my face driving this thing. A smile that I don't always get on my Mercedes, which is such an important factor when you're driving. The smile it puts on your face. And oh, I just love it. And you know, it's such a friendly community. So you see other MX-5 drivers around and they'll wave at you, they'll stick their thumbs up, or they'll do something like that. And it's just like a really friendly community. So the gearbox in this specific MX-5 is a 5-speed. So there's very few that come with a 6-speed, and you can do the 6-speed upgrade. But obviously I don't mind 5-speed. I think it gears really nicely, and this car performs better in high RPM. So the red zone starts at 7,000 RPM, obviously if you want to redline it, but when you're accelerating, if you want to get the maximum performance, then pushing it between 4,000 and 6,000 RPM is going to give you that maximum performance. It's not necessarily best for the car, but these cars are designed to be pushed, which obviously is a good thing, because you want to be able to enjoy them, you want to be able to drive them in a fun manner and use them to their maximum potential. So yeah, I've had no issues driving this car so far. So the fuel efficiency on it is okay. When I first drove it home, because I bought it up in Leeds and drove it back home to Norwich, it was terrible. It used 3/4 of a tank just to get home, and it really, really wasn't great. But I've since added some injector cleaner and petrol cleaner into the engine, and it's doing much better now. So I've driven all the way up to Yorkshire, driven around every day and stuff. And yeah, speaking of, here is an ND MX-5. You might be able to see me driving past it back there. I would love an ND to complement this, but can't quite afford that at the minute. So yeah, it is, oh, this thing is so incredible. I really love driving it. So yeah, we're now going through the town of South Cave, which is a nice little sort of, well, not town, it's a village. There's a really nice vineyard, as I said, up the road back there. and there's also a really nice farm shop where we went the other day. I posted it on my Instagram. But yeah, so fuel economy wise, I'd say it gets anywhere between 20 to 30 miles to the gallon. That might just be because it's old, and obviously for long journeys that's not the best, but it's not too bad. I can manage it because the car's fun that makes up for it. So the wheels on this have also been refurbished. They are 16-inch, and it's had new tyres all around because they were obviously old and worn, and it's had new discs and new pads all around because they needed replacing too. But I just love this car. I know I keep emphasising it and I keep saying it, but I really, really do love this car, and I love driving it, and I have big plans for it. Not to do anything crazy or major or do any not to do anything stupid to it, because I don't want to ruin it. I'd like to keep it kind of natural in a way, to keep it to its true self. I mainly wanted to restore it and get it back to its former glory. What I would like to do, however, is put a style roll bar behind the seats, and you can actually get bike attachments that connect to the roll bar. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that, because I'd like to have my bike on the back and obviously use that. But yeah, I love driving this thing. So we're now going off to go into a little village called Grantingham on the way back to our lay-by. This thing is just, it sounds so good, and it literally is stock. That's the thing I can't get over the most, I think, is just how good it sounds stock. It is just so good. And the scenery's gorgeous. We've got a blue sky, we've got roof down, summer vibes, and obviously this thing doesn't come with CarPlay or an aux or anything, so you can't, play your own music and stuff. So you can either go the old-fashioned route of having CDs, which is what I've done in this. I have CDs in this. Obviously I can't play the music for copyright reasons, but so you can either do that, or you can do you can get like a conversion kit for it. So you can put like an aux adapter cable into the back of the CD player, so you can play your own music through that. I might do that down the line, because it would be nice to have some of your own music in here as well, but that's not the main point. The main point of this car, as I said, was to get it, to restore it and bring it back to its former glory, which is what I'm hoping I have done. We've just got to see if it survives the winter. But about that, so this car has been sawn while I've been working on it, and it will be sawn again in the winter. So as soon as I'm back, after the summer, and the car goes back, it's going to go back into its garage, because these things rust. For those of you that know the MX5s, you know they rust like crazy, especially the earlier generations. And I want to protect this car, I want to look after it. So it's going to go back into its garage, and that's where it's going to stay for the winter. It will be driven every now and then, just to keep the engine kind of ticking over, to keep it healthy. But mainly, yeah, it will be in its garage just to look after it and preserve it, because that's what I have my other car for, so that I can use that and stuff. But yeah, this thing, I really didn't think it would bring me this much joy when I bought it, but it has brought me so much joy driving it and everything. It is just such a pleasant and fun car to drive. I actually love it. It is it's just so good. And loads of mountain bikers love these cars too, because they're just fun, they're rear wheel drive. If you get it right, you can pop the rear end out on a corner, only if it's safe to do so, obviously. But yeah, it is just a phenomenal car, and you would not know that this is 22 years old. Like, it doesn't look it from the outside, and it definitely doesn't feel it inside either. It is just an all-round good car, and this particular one has had one owner its whole life. So prior to me, it had been transferred over to somebody to sell, but before that it had one owner its whole life. And I'm so happy that I've managed to bring this thing back to life, to give it a new chance and just restore it, because it was such a fun process to watch this car go from rust and what could have ultimately ended up in a scrapyard to being something that I now love driving, and I use it nearly every day when the weather's like this. It is just absolutely phenomenal. And I almost seem taken back for words, and that's because I am. You know, this thing isn't the quickest in the world. You know, there's way quicker cars out there. It's probably not the best at all performance stuff, but it really isn't bad at all. And I just absolutely love it. Like, it is absolutely crazy. And, you know, now I've done it up and now I've restored it. This thing is just absolutely incredible. So I nearly forgot my mic, which is back up here. So let's pop this back on my jumper. But yeah. Oh, so this thing, because it was a Nevada edition, it was a limited edition. So it was Nardi Torino steering wheel, which is an Italian brand which specialises in sort of doing steering wheels and stuff. But yeah, it's I really just can't get over how much I love driving this thing. So we still have some issues with the car, which I still need to fix personally. So for example, one of them being the aerial that doesn't work. I've got to figure that out. I'm not sure why, because we think we might have a slight wiring issue in the car. The windows still don't work, unfortunately, so they are stuck up, which isn't too bad, except when you try and go through like a drive-through takeaway, like McDonald's or something, or you try and go across, say, the Humber Bridge, like I did the other day, and you go to pay for the contactless thing and you just can't do it because you can't put the windows down. Or when you go into a multi-storey car park and you go to get a ticket and you realise you can't, so what I had to do is drive forwards. I had to open the door and I had to lean behind it and shut the door. That was a bit embarrassing, but it was okay. It worked in the end. But yeah, overall, this is my Mazda MX-5. I absolutely love it. I absolutely adore it. I could argue that this is one of the best purchases I've made to date. Better purchase than my Mercedes, in all honesty, because it doesn't bring me as much joy as driving this thing does. It is not a finished project. I still have a lot more to do. It needs a bit of a clean because, you know, it's a bit rough around the edges still because it's dirty and dusty from driving it in the UK summer. But yeah, I chose to remove the number plate holder because I just thought it looked a bit tatty. It looks so much nicer without it. I've had to restore the headlights because they were really fogged up and frosty, so they've been done. The wheels have been done because they were really sort of pitted and horrible. It's had respray all over because it was just a bit messy and tatty. And obviously it's had its rust issues sorted. The downward sills have been done where you jack up the car from because they were also really rusty, and you went to lift up the car on the jack and it just went straight through, and obviously it'll fail its MOT. New number plate, it's had its dents removed from the rear, and obviously new seats, new soft top, new centre console which has been resprayed, the door cards have been sorted out, and then I have personally done the steering wheel. So I had to stitch some red into it just so it matches the seats and everything. But yeah, overall, this is my I nearly said 2002, but my 2003 MX5. So I'm going to put the roof back up now because I want to show you how easy it is. So some people are able to simply lift it up, but I'm not strong enough to do that because I'm not a gym guy. But you can do it from the outside really, really easily. And then you just pop yourself back inside and you come down and you get your two clips and you secure them shut. Just like so. And there we go. Just like that, the roof is up. It's all ready to go again. So obviously if it rains or anything like that, you can drive it in the rain. This soft top, as I said, was new. So I didn't get a brand new soft top because they cost too much money, but I got a second-hand one and I've painted it with the Renovo soft top restorer. It literally looks brand new except for obviously the window which has this sticker in. I still need to remove that. But yeah, overall, I am thrilled with this purchase. And as a mountain biker, I couldn't be happier because I can't wait for the day that I can have my bike on the back here, suction cupped at the back, front wheel or front forks attached to the roll bar. And yeah, overall, I think it'll be really great. So if you've got this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like and comment. Let me know below if you're enjoying car content from me because I'm a massive car enthusiast. I love cars, I'm always up for making car content, and I'm going to do another update on my Mercedes soon and post that. Yeah, overall, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. And I would say, right, let's go ride, but I'd argue today, right, let's go drive. I'm now going to drive off, go and enjoy the summer sun.